no patience, you can be one. Yeah. Seen it all before, just like a rerun. You only got 2 arms, so why you need 3 guns? You do a lot of faking, we should act.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, no matter where you may find yourself and listen to this. And welcome to the podcast. That is, it's Rok Solid, man. It's a Rok Solid podcast. It's a podcast that you can, listen to any time of day. You know what I'm saying? It's another episode of It's a Black and White Thing. I am your host, Carlos Johnson. I go by A1. You can also call me Dan. I'll explain. One day I'm going to explain that story to you. It'll make sense one day. I want to explain that story. You can check out every episode of the podcast by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching Brains and Bars, all one word. If you're on iTunes, please comment and subscribe. Give us 5 stars on every other podcast platform. Please follow us. Also, this episode, and we'll see going forward once we get out of quarantine, just about every other episode of It's a Black and White Thing can be found on YouTube. Search Brains and Bars, and then hit that notification bell thing to subscribe so you'll be in the know on all new content from the podcast platform. That's always going to draw a laugh from Trent. It always does. It never fails.
It's going to. Like, I try to just be quiet, but every time you do it, you know that it's going to be one of those things that is going to make me laugh, but it's going to become a thing. Like, that's become your thing, and like,
I'm pretty sure that's 90% of the reason why Trent shows up.
Yo, listen, man. We just dropped an episode today. It's our last discussion podcast that Trent tried to crash the party on.
Dog, I definitely listened. He dropped the link to the interview with Mike Watts in there, which was a dope podcast, by the way. Oh, the dope. That's that teammate story. I'm not gonna say nothing about it, but
you gotta watch it just for the teammate story.
The teammate story is legendary.
If you don't care about nothing else, go listen to that story, dog. Hilarious podcast, great podcast. I'm very upset that A1 has become such an amazing interviewer. Like, I don't know where it came from, but he's like amazing at what he's doing. But go check out that podcast. And I definitely tried to crash it because he just dropped the link in the group. And I wasn't unsuccessful because he has access to allow people to come in and not. He just seen me, looked at me like,
nope.
Trent was outside knocking at the door, and Carlos said, "Everybody be quiet, act like we ain't home."
I definitely did that. But yo, like Trent said, man, go check out that podcast. Check out all the content on the page, but that one is a classic, dope interview, dope discussion. Yeah. Maybe a part 2. We'll see how things go. But as you can see, I'm not here doing this by myself. I got my homie Dre Sr. in the building. What's good, man?
You're Dre Sr. My mama called me Andre. My wife called me Andre, but y'all can call me Dre. I am here, man. I'm excited to be here. 1/3 of the illustrious group called It's a Black and Light Thing. What's good?
Yes, sir. And you've already heard from him once, but I'll go ahead and introduce him anyway. The homie DJ Tre. What's good?
What's good, world? It's your boy DJ Tre, Independence, Kansas in the house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why I'm repping it that hard. Like I have no reason to rep Independence, Kansas that hard. Like, I just got here. You know what I'm saying? I'm still 913 KCK to the death, but you know what I'm saying? That's, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? James Lemonade, what up? Hey, Wilson Store, what's up? Hey, I'll let you know.
Someday you got to tell your story about your lemonade story has to be told at some point. Not tonight.
Relax.
We got to tell the lemonade story someday.
Lemonade lean. We got to talk about it one day.
Sorry. So my apologies to our special guest. We got these inside jokes going that he is not a part of. But let me take the time now to introduce him to the podcast audience, to the Black and White Thing audience. He is a local Kansas City rapper. Been on the scene for a little bit. He also just participated in the Praise 95. Shout out to Chev Dev and the good people at Praise 95.3 FM. KCPZ holding it down here for rap, rhythm, and praise in Kansas City. He participated in the hit battle versus Jus B. He is Rok Solid. He's in the building tonight to join us to talk about that battle. Rok Solid, sir, how you doing this evening?
Yes, sir, man. Doing wonderful, man. Just quarantine chilling, man. Glad to be a part of this podcast, man. Shout out to you brothers, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So
Hey,
we appreciate.
Hey, real quick, every time I see you, I just hear that voice in my head. Hey, can you do it for me one time, man?
Hey, what's good, world? It's your boy DJ Tre in the building.
There it is. There it is.
Hey, listen. Let me tell you why I have achieved my goal as a parent this month. You know what I'm saying? Every month you got to set a goal, and hopefully you can achieve it as being a good parent. This month, I got my kids requesting Pay Homage. Come on now. Hey, we in the car. They say, Daddy, can we play The King Is Coming Back? I said, yes, I can. Let's do it, huh? We going to get through the whole Bible on my side mixtape. Hey, train them up. You got to train them up.
Hey, if your kids are running around the house saying you can go to hell, I'm blaming you.
We ain't got to that track yet. We working our way up.
Hilarious. All right, so again, we got Solid in the building, man, to talk about the hit battle versus Jus B. So I'm going to do this the same way I do with every artist who's had their hit battle and has come through. Let's just start at the beginning, man. Like, how did you end up being in this battle versus Jus B?
I seen the first battle between Pastor 83 and Chris Lee Cobbins, and man, it was entertaining. And you know, I watched it or whatever, and I hit Chev up immediately after the battle and said, "Hey man, what's up? Get some rappers on there," you know. And he was like, "Man, bro, I've been thinking about it." And he was like, "Man, I want you to be a part of it." So he said, "Give me a minute, and I'm gonna, you know, find a few rappers who I think, you know, could match the catalog, or, you know, because he didn't want it to be too lopsided, you know." So he kind of, you know, shot a few names, but, you know, Jus B was the one, you know, he wanted to do it as well. So that's how that happened. I reached out to him, actually.
Hey, that's what's up. Hey, listen.
Hold on. There were other names floating around there besides Jus B?
Yeah, it was a Dre Sr. that popped up. That was one of the names, and nah, I'm joking with you, man.
Everybody wants to smoke. Bring it on. I've been sitting here. I thought I was gonna be battling Sauce. I thought I was gonna be battling Sauce. I ain't gonna lie to you. But
I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But yeah, my catalog.
If he didn't brought me a Rok Solid, I'd have said, let's get it there. Let's make it happen. You know?
Hey, my catalog ain't never as strong as you guys, man. I still got work to do, man. We just getting started.
That's a good segue, I guess, to what I wanted to say, because like I told you, like I said on the last podcast, we didn't do a breakdown of y'all battle yet, because for me personally, you and Jus B started coming onto the scene like right as I was leaving it, right? And so when I left the scene, I really didn't keep in contact with what was going on with the scene, so I wasn't too familiar with you guys' catalogs like that. I was more familiar with Jus because he came around a little bit before you. So I had known Jus a little bit more. And so just because I had that personal relationship with him and I didn't know you like that, I was like, I didn't want to go into it and try to do a breakdown song by song of which songs I picked, because I would naturally be biased because I know him more than I know you. So I didn't want to do that. I want to give you a fair shot. But like I told you on Facebook, man, I love the fact that it was my first time being introduced to your music. Yeah. Right. And so being able to hear some of the stuff that you had, it was dope. I just loved it. That was the one battle that so far that I didn't go through and take notes on which one I thought won. I was just there to enjoy the music.
But also, let me say for me, I didn't know this was gonna become a thing. Like, hey, I didn't know people was out here like actually listening to what we had to say. You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to taking notes and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? I just do that anyway. Like, that's just me. Like, from the very first battle, the Swiss and Timberland ones, I've always been the scorekeeper dude. That's just naturally who I am. You know what I mean? So we didn't, like Trent said, we didn't expect this to become a thing. We wanted to do a review of 83 and Chris Lee, and it just spun out of control after that. So here we are a few weeks later, and we wanted to bring you guys on to give you guys a shot, because like you said, we wasn't planning on doing this to begin with, but since it became a thing, we wanted to give you guys the same platform that we gave everybody else, man.
Yeah, shout out to my brother Jus B too, man. Like I said, man, I watched every single one of you guys' podcasts, man. I'm loving what y'all doing. So it's only right that I show up and show my face, man. And, you know, You know, it's
For
only
sure.
right. So,
That's what's up.
to it, brothers.
So I know you talked about, you know, Dre's catalog, and you know, you talked about, I know in the battle you talked about Jus B. Can you talk about, or I shouldn't say talk about, but let's get into some of those Kansas City influences. Like, were there any artists locally that influenced you in your style or your message or how you wanted to communicate?
Man, absolutely. It's funny you said that because I just made a list on Facebook, my top 5 artists. And man, I got bashed for it. You know what I'm saying?
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that.
Oh, yeah.
Listen,
Let's
listen.
get into
Hold
it.
up. We gonna get to that. So I saw that list, and I hit them in the group, and I said, "Hey, fellas, we gonna talk about not to bash you, right? Not to bash you. I want to be clear, not to bash you, but it just as a topic of conversation."
Absolutely.
Yes,
It's only right. But man, back to your question, my top influences locally, underground, I would say first and foremost, you know, Rich the Factor. You know, grew up and was raised on his music. You know, he kind of, you know, made me want to rap a little bit. Couple other names, you know, Messy Marv, you know, a few underground cats like that. But Ron is one that really sticks out to me because of his delivery, his bars are hot. You know, he has punchlines, and so I kind of try to mold myself, you know, with those few artists and try to wrap it all in one. You know what I'm saying?
All right, that's what's up. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the battle. So you challenge Jus B. So that means you go first.
Yeah.
And so for your first record.
Let's talk about the video, the challenge video, man.
Okay. Hey, let's get it.
Yeah, man. It was entertaining, man. I liked it. You know, Chef told me to shoot a video to it. You like that, Trey?
I liked it. I did like it.
Yeah, man. You know, I had to call him out, you know what I'm saying? And he responded, man, and he showed up and showed out as well, man. So, yeah, we can get into the battle.
So where you been, huh? Where you at? You hiding? Huh?
Yeah,
You in the basement? Where you go? Huh? Come on out to play. What you been doing, huh? Come out. I got smoke. I want all of it. Come on.
Yes, sir.
That's what's up. So for the first record, you jumped out with Oh Yeah featuring B-Shot. So why start with that as your opening record?
Man, good question. Reason why I started with that particular record is because, for one, I knew going into the battle, you know, Jus B was affiliated with B-Shot. You know, he has numerous of tracks with him. And I kind of wanted to open the battle with something hot. I didn't want to come out too soft or something like that. You know, I just wanted to kind of open it up with a banger. And Oh Yeah is a fire joint, man, you know, and Chef spun it down there at the radio station, so a lot of people are familiar with the record. So I thought I should jump out the gate with that one, man. So, you know, that's what we decided to go with.
The unfortunate thing is that Shock don't miss much. Like I don't want to keep giving him compliments because there may be a battle coming up, but like he don't miss much. So it's not a bad idea to go with a Shock song, like especially in the city. I mean, I don't like his face, like personally, I just don't like him. But I mean, he's fire at what he do. You know what I'm saying? He just fire.
He's fire, bro. He's fire. You know, beats, production, everything is top notch. So, you know, I had the pleasure of working with Shock on a few records, you know, but that one right there in particular was one of my favorites that we worked with.
Which cipher were you on? Which was that, 4 or 3?
It was the last one, I believe it was 4.
It was 4.
Yeah,
okay.
I believe it was the 4th one. So, yeah, Shock, if you watching, man, if you working on a new cipher, man, I'll let you boy. Let's get it.
That's what's up. All right, so Jus B, he follows up with Redeemed for his first round record. And then you come back with 100.
Yeah.
So I have to say, I did find it interesting, like listening back to the battle, listening to the record. You have my attention with the way that you use you were 1, 2, 3. And at first, as I'm listening, I'm like, is he gonna go all the way to 100? Because if he's going all the way to 100, I just might have to stick here for the rest of this song. You know what I'm saying? So I have to commend you. I have to commend you for that. I thought that was a creative way of again, like I said, you don't go all the way to 100, obviously, but I thought that was a creative way of, like I said, of capturing the listener's attention.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: if for someone if you can describe in words, and obviously I shouldn't say describe in words because we're talking. So if you could describe for those who've never listened to you before, what is Rok Solid sound?
Man, for those who've never heard me before, I would say the sound of Rok Solid is upfront, it's bold, it's hardcore, it's easy to understand, it's got the gospel in there, and it comes from a place, of, where I've been at, where I come from. I listen to music that's, hardcore, and that's, a lot of bars, a lot of, stuff like that. So that's kind of where my music comes from. That's where it stems from.
That's what's
it's got a very Kansas City feel. It's real. I think it's proper that you spell the rock with a KC in it because you have a very KC sound.
Man, I love that, man. Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
And one thing that I would say, like, although I'm familiar with you, I mean, because you've been around for a long time before you even were rapping, right?
Yes, sir.
Like, you just around the scene. I just remember seeing you at just events or whatever, and just speaking, here or there. But there are like some songs I'm familiar with, and some songs I was introduced to at that battle. And it's dope when you hear a song that you may not have been familiar with, and it still give you to the point like, oh snaps, I slept on this joint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like, now it's refreshing. I get to hear it for the first time, like, and get to form an opinion from there. Like, that's dope as well. It's like, an album listening party, or something like that, listening to some heat for the first time. Like, and so like that becomes special as well. And I think that's one thing about these hit battles that are dope, is because for some people it's reliving like some nostalgia or joints that you have liked before, but it's also hearing stuff that you may forgot or didn't know that person even did. And so I think that it's dope. And that I got to was on both sides with you, because some stuff I knew, and I was like, oh, I knew that's gonna go off. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Versus other stuff like, oh, I didn't know that was coming. Like 100, I didn't know that was coming. And when it came, I was like, okay, we in here. Let's get it going. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because I had other joints. Of course, I got previous mixtapes. I think I put out 3 mixtapes before, this album that's coming out. And I got tracks on there, I did like 12 songs on each mixtapes. I could have went with a song nobody's heard before, but what's the point of that? So I kind of wanted to go with songs that people are familiar with. Like people might have heard 100 on the radio and never knew it was me, what I'm saying, and liked it. So I just kind of wanted to go with songs that's familiar, that people are familiar with.
That's what's up. All right, so Jus B follows up with Better Now in response to 100. Dope record. And then you come back for your 3rd round record, Pull Up.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, at this point, this question. So there are a lot of ways to get out a gospel-centered message, a positive message. There are a lot of different mediums in which that can be accomplished, but you chose rap. Why rap?
Rap, for one, I loved the rap ever since I was little, 8th grade, talent shows, stuff like that. So I've always knew that I could rap, and, I played around with it, growing up as a teenager. Then when I finally got saved, I just kind of like took a break from it. I just left it alone. I didn't, I always knew that I could rap, that I wanted to rap, but I never really thought about it. So it wasn't until after I got saved and maybe 5 years into my walk, man, you know, watching guys like, you know, Dre Sr. and stuff like that, just soaking game and knowing what to say, what not to say, how to say it. You know, I just kind of soaked up for a long time before I jumped right back into rap. But it's always been a passion of mine.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So let me ask you. I want to follow with that question with this, and then I'll get into your mindset of pull up at this point of the battle.
Yeah.
Do you remember the rap, the record, or the lyric, whatever it may be? Do you remember the time where you go, "Oh yeah, okay, I'm good at this. I can do this."
Man, that's a great question. I do, but I never put it out. You know, I used to write raps all the time. I write scribble raps, and, you know, I got an older cousin, you know, who's kind of like my accountability partner. And, you know, I used to write raps all the time, play around with it when I finally decided that I wanted to do it. And no, I take that back. I got one for you. I jumped on the track with Sauce on his Soul Food mixtape. And this was the first track I'd done as a Christian artist. You know what I'm saying? And he reached out to me, and I did the track for him. And after I laid it, I was like, okay, all right, well, now I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm going somewhere. So from that point on, I knew that this is what I wanted to do.
Okay. That's what's up. All right, so now,
if you haven't heard that Soul Food mixtape, please go check that out. Sauce did his thing on that first one. Like, that mug is crazy. I remember you being on there, and I was like, okay, because actually I think that's the first time that I realized you rapped as well, because you had just been like around, and then I was like, oh, homie rap, okay, all right, like I'm with you. Let's get it. But
where did we record that song at? Was that at your spot? It was at somebody's spot. I just remember it was in a closet. It was in an apartment.
If it was a Soul Food mixtape, it was at the Trent spot.
That was 100% my spot. 100% my spot. Yo, that's hey, greatness was recorded there, babe. Greatness was recorded in that closet.
Wow. We had a lot of classic nights at the studio to write the record.
For sure.
Yeah, shout out to
for references, go back to last episode, Romans 10:9. Let me talk about it.
Yes, sir, man. Shout out to Trent's closet, man.
Hilarious. Hey, shout out to the homie Saul. Shout out to Kid Cool. That record is Unhealthy. Let It Go from the Soul Food one mixtape. I had to look that up. You know, we're a small time organization here, so all the production, you know, I'm looking. You say I'm on that record, I'm like, let me go find this real quick. But yeah.
Christian artist, yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So again, let's talk a little bit about the decision to play pull up here, because I think we're at the midway point of the battle at this stage.
Yeah.
So the decision to play pull up here.
The pull up joint, it's kind of okay. So this is kind of midway through the battle with the pull up. It's kind of bouncy. It's catchy. You know, it's not a track that's gonna blow you out the water, but it's got a lot of punchlines, a lot of bars. And midway playing the track, I'm reading the comments, and I see somebody in the comments like, "Bro, you gotta play what's this track called? Something like Pull Up."
Is you rolling?
I'm pulling up.
Pulling up.
Yeah, I seen comments say, "Bro, you gotta play Pulling Up now." They talking to Jus B. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, if he plays this track after this one, he's got the round. You know what I'm saying? Because to pull up. And after I played the joint and he didn't play it, I was like, oh my God, he dropped the ball on that one. So, you know, I was wiping away some sweat on that one.
I'm going to, am I muted?
No, you.
Okay, sorry, I was muted because my chair squeaked, so I'm trying to make sure that noise isn't picked up. So I want to play the role of Trent here and go, Jus B, what are you doing? Why didn't you play Pulling Up here? Everybody in the comments is saying, play Pulling Up here. It's the perfect rebuttal. How did you drop the ball? Is you crazy?
What is wrong with you?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should have played. That was a layup.
That was a layup. I gave him an alley-oop. I forgot all about the record. I forgot all about it when we pulling up. You know, I was like, oh my God, he's about to do it. And he didn't do it.
You know what though? But I mean, like, that goes into, and we've talked about this in previous episodes, but the more we keep doing this, it's going to keep coming back up. It's just the strategy and when you play what record when. Like you just talked about with the first record, right? Oh, yo, I know he was down with Shock, so I wanted to get in that bag first and hit him with a record from, you know, an affiliation that would get the people kind of, you know, maybe sway the people on your side to go, oh, okay. If they hadn't caught that record, it's like, yo, he got a record with Shock. We know this guy has worked with Shock in the past, been a part of the label. Okay, I'll probably give him that round based off of that. You know, it's the strategy, it's the thought process in that. And I can appreciate that just in every conversation we had about, you know, what record is played when.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, round placement is everything, man. If you it can make or break a battle.
Definitely.
It can absolutely. Yeah. All right, so Trent, you already missed it, but I just want to let you know we scolded Jus B for not playing Pulling Up because we just talked about Pull Up. So
no, I heard it and I was in agreement. I heard it in my spirit. Yeah, like it was a fumble. He know that. You know what I'm saying? He knew it was a fumble. He shouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? But I'm glad that we already chastised him for that. Now we can move on.
Absolutely. All right, so Jus B, instead of playing that, plays Coolin', which is a dope record. It's a dope record. I can't be mad. I can be. I'm not going to be too incredibly mad because he played Coolin', which is a dope record. And so then you went into new music. Yeah. New music. You jumped into We Lit. Has a nice video, dope video with it. You and the homies around a fire. You know what I'm saying? You know, red up, flamed up. We're not doing gang affiliation, but you know, all red everything. A little bit of black thrown in there. So dope video. Let's jump into the thought process on We Lit.
Yeah, the We Lit joint. First of all, the Coolin' joint. I knew that was coming. I knew the Coolin' joint was coming. So I was trying to hold off as long as I can with We Lit because I wanted to rebuttal the Coolin' with We Lit. And when he did not play the When We Pulling Up and played the Coolin', I said he gave it right back to me. You know what I mean? So when he played the Coolin', I played the Lit. And you know, the Lit joint, you know, we done that. That's the first single off the album. And we did that video probably about a year ago. And man, it's fire. It's got radio spins. I performed it as well. So a lot of people are familiar with that too. So that's why we decided to go with that one.
So for me, like, I thought that was dope that you played like new music there because it not only was a dope song, like, but it also got new ears to a song that's already out. You know what I'm saying? Got some new eyes and some new attention to like what's happening like that. I think that was a good chess move. And also in these versus battles, like that's a tricky thing to do, right? To play a song that like new music, whatever, because I don't care when or where you are. Like if you played, I mean, okay, let me think of a song. Okay. If you would have played Crazy or Bag 'Em at any point, like that song, like whether it's an old song or a new song, that song is a crazy song. Like, and so if that was a new song and I heard it for the first time, like that would have been crazy song. Like if Sauce would have played Peter, John, and Paul at any point, that's gonna be a fire song, right? And so that could wind you around off a new song. But versus like we're in like almost programmed to think that it has to be like old songs or nostalgic. But if you play a new song and it's a hit, then man, like that's crazy, right? However, if you're Nelly and you're playing songs that nobody's ever heard of versus Ludacris, and you had cats rooting for you, and you out here playing songs that we.
Come on.
Hey, Wooside, bro, calm down.
Yeah.
Calm down.
He muted himself. Hilarious. All right. So we'll use this time to segue into the aforementioned top 5 list that you posted earlier this week. So I'm gonna list the 5.
He said, "Uh-oh."
I'm gonna list the 5, and then I personally am not here to bash you. Maybe when Trent, when he's able to come back, he might have some words for you. I'm just curious in the list and why. So the top 5, and this is in order.
Yeah.
Wayne is 1. Pac is 2.
Yeah.
Drake is 3.
Yeah.
Ludacris, I can see the problems there. Ludacris is 4, and
Yeah.
Biggie is 5.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about this, man. Give us the real talk on this top 5.
What's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that?
I mean, no, I'm just curious.
Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, even when their opinions are wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have a favorites list, even if your favorites are bad favorites. Like, I mean, it's okay. Like, some people like mint chocolate chip ice cream. They're psychopaths and they're wrong. You know what I'm saying? But they can like it if they want to. So I'm saying your list is mint chocolate chip. That's all I'm saying.
All right, well, check it out, man. For number 1, for Lil Wayne, you know, he's been my favorite, you know, since the Hot Boys. You know, one of the first CDs I listened to was Lil Wayne's CD, Hot Boys. So I caught on to Wayne early on, and I just been riding with him, you know, and just his work ethic, man. His work ethic, he got it from Tupac. You know, just the consistent grind, the features, the mixtapes, the hits. I mean, he's everything you want in an artist, you know, and he's my favorite artist. So this list, to me, it's like, who are my favorites? You know, not saying who's better than, it's my favorites. You know what I'm saying?
That was gonna be my question.
And you know what? I'm roasting, but my favorites, not the best rappers. My favorites, my top 5 include Busta Rhymes and Nelly. So let me not throw too much shade, because I get it. Like, best and favorite are 2 different words. You got to understand the context. And favorites, my favorite top 5 favorite include Nelly and Busta Rhymes. So I chill.
Yeah.
Now, that was gonna be my question was, you know, do you equate your favorites with the best? If you equate your top 5 favorites to be the top 5 best, then we got a conversation. But if it's just your favorites that you choose, hey, them your 5. You enjoy it. It's what you like to listen to. When you on a road trip, you got a long way to go, you're gonna be driving, you're gonna play them 5 artists to keep you awake on the road, and that's gonna keep you alive. And for that, more power to you, brother.
Absolutely. Yeah. So moving along, you know, with Wayne, you know, it's a layup for me. But number 2, Tupac. I mean, come on, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. You know, Pac.
Absolutely.
Pac's people's number 1. So you know, and so what? Number 3, Drake.
Yep.
I mean, come on, man, Drake. He came from under Wayne, so Drake is so dope. Like, he sings, he raps. He's been making hits since he came in the game. You know, a lot of people say ghostwriters. He had ghostwriters. I mean, you know, under closed doors, you know, a lot of artists probably got people writing for him. You don't know. You know what I'm saying? His delivery is impeccable. You know, Drake's just one of them rare artists, man. We probably never see another artist like Drake in our lifetime.
That's a fact.
You know?
That's a fact. Hey, I was on here last week saying Drake is my all-time favorite, so I have no problem.
I saw that. Yeah.
All right, cool. So you got Ludacris next.
Yeah, Ludacris.
Man, why you laugh though? Like,
no shade.
No, Ludacris is dope, but why did you
rap.
smile and laugh when you said that?
Because it makes you say, what? You said Chris Bridges.
Your reaction looks like you put that on there.
Did you see that Netflix movie? Did you see that movie on Netflix, huh? And you say Chris Bridges. Ludacris.
Hey man, Ludacris is unique, man. He's unique. The way he rides beats, like, he can get on any track, any record, slow, fast, you know. Like, this past week, I went back and I listened to, you know, an older album from Ludacris, Word of Mouth. It just kind of brought back memories. And man, slow beats, fast beats, he just rides them. His cadence is the best. His cadence is kind of similar to Jay-Z's in a way, the way he can ride a beat, and you know what I'm saying? It's crazy. Like, punchlines, crazy. You know what I'm saying? And he makes all type of music. He makes fun music. He don't rap about shooting, you know, like the next artist. You know, he makes fun music, and he's having fun with it. You can tell in his music. So, you know, that's why I put him on my list.
Thanks. Right, cool. Yeah, I definitely like the fact that Luda's probably the most versatile rapper, at least one of the most versatile rappers of our lifetime.
Hey man, he gets no credit. I don't understand it. I don't.
All right, cool. So after we lit, Jus B counters with Eyes Off Me, dope record. And then at this point, you pull out another single for an album that's coming out pretty soon. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that at the end. Get that at the end.
Okay.
Album coming out. Listen Up. So Listen Up again. Is in your mind? Are you thinking, okay, it's promo time, right? Like I'm pulling out records, introducing them, getting them prepared for what's to come.
Exactly. Listen Up is something that we did a video to, about a month ago. So a lot of people was up on that. It's kind of fresh. It's still new. A lot of people like it. I got some great response back from it. And going into the battle, I knew this particular track was perfect for the battle because, Chef Dev only played so much of the song, and this particular song has no hook. It's just me, snapping for like 30 bars or something like that. So I knew this song would be perfect for this battle. So, this is one that I knew was kind of gonna get the attention of people as well. So yeah, that's why we decided to go with that one, and I felt pretty good about it going into the battle.
All right, cool. So from that top 5 list that you put out, you can do a song.
We didn't mention who your number 5 was.
Oh, that's right. We didn't mention number 5, Biggie. My apologies.
Same Tupac, what's understood don't need to be explained, but at the same time, Biggie, unfortunately, he didn't. I think, he made so much music within a short amount of time that he was here, and it was dope music. I would have liked to heard more from him. How many albums did he drop? What? It was just like 2 or something like that, right?
Two official, yeah.
And so didn't really get to hear a lot of Biggie. People, say he's dope. He is dope. But I just wanted to hear a little bit more from Biggie for him to, move up in my list, my top 5. But it's only right. You have to put Biggie up there.
All right, so Solid. Here's a question for you. Are those top 5?
Yeah.
You can do a recording. You can do a record with one of them. Who you taking?
Man, out the gate, I'm taking Wayne. Like I say, for one, he's my favorite, and for number 2, I actually think he is the best. You know what I'm saying? He is the GOAT.
That is the wrong answer.
Hey,
Okay.
no, hold on.
Even Wayne himself said we gonna be all right if we put Drake on every hook.
You said that right. You absolutely
I
right.
just want to know, like Wayne is not a bad choice. However, what year is it?
Yeah, and that was what I was about to say. I'm taking the old Wayne.
Which old Wayne? See,
Which old?
Is it?
I'm taking
If it's a song where it's just bars, we need mixtape Weezy. We need Squad Up Wayne. You know what I mean?
Nah, I wouldn't go back that far. I'm going Carter 2 Wayne. I'm going mixtape Weezy.
Okay.
The drought.
The drought.
Hey,
Yeah.
I saw somebody.
You letting the beat build, huh? Huh? You letting that beat build, huh?
That's technically Carter 3.
That was Carter 3.
That's Carter 3.
Oh, that was 3. Okay.
You want fire? You talking about Fireman? Go DJ Wayne.
There you go.
Oh, okay, yeah.
A mob Wayne.
I would say Carter 3. Carter 3 is the Wayne you want for the big single.
Yeah.
That's Wayne in his bag, like selling records Wayne. Like
Facts.
that's a different record. So depending on what we doing. If we just barred, we just doing bars. I need the Wayne that said he the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired, and we all believed it.
Come on.
I need that dude.
Yeah.
I didn't know Ceilings Wayne.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah,
Now, this
no
Wayne,
Ceilings Wayne is different.
I don't know, man. I'm not feeling the new Wayne. I'm more old Wayne, but he is a GOAT. I tell everybody, like right now, Wayne is Jordan with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? He's coaching. You know what I mean? He ain't trying to get no championships. He just coaching.
Yeah. So I saw somebody tweeted that Wayne, over like a 18-month period, I think, gave the world Carter 2, I think The Drought, and Dedication. Like an 18-month. I gotta see if I can find the tweet. But I was like, that's crazy.
Then right after that, he came back with the Carter 3 and no ceilings. Like, don't just stop at 18 months.
Hey, I had that same thought too.
That's a wild run.
Yeah.
Not to mention the features.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He the GOAT. He the GOAT to me.
One of the
He
more
had
incredible
a few. He only had a few features. I mean, he only did a couple features. It wasn't like he was on everything that came out a whole summer. You know, it ain't like he and Murder and everything that came out a whole summer. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it came out and didn't have Wayne on it, it wasn't a summer hit. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right. It was him and T-Pain for a second there. If them two wasn't on it, it wasn't a hit.
Speaking of, bro, it's a song with him and T-Pain, and Wayne is saying absolutely nothing on that mug. But I remember that mug being fire. But it's literally him mumbling.
I can't believe it.
I think I know what
And I'm like, bro, I have no idea what Wayne is saying, and I used to think it was fire. I have to remember what track that was, but yo,
Wayne was just such a bag that he could say anything, and we were just gonna let it ride at that point.
Yeah.
It was when Wayne and Kanye was auto-tuning heavy.
Yeah.
It might have been that.
It was one of them. It was one of them auto-tune Waynes. Like
I think it was the Got Money joint. I wasn't really feeling that one as well. Yeah, he was auto-tuning crazy on that joint, and it's just his sound changed from that point.
When I seen Wayne on top of a limo with a leather jacket and a guitar singing about Lollipop, I said, this dude is out of here. He's a rock star now. It's a different level of stardom going on right now. this ain't lights out Wayne no more. Like, this is a different dude.
That man said a leather jacket with a lollipop.
and a skateboard.
First time I seen that video, I looked at my wife and said, yo, Wayne in a different stratosphere now. Like, he's a superstar now. He's a mega star.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So finally, Jus B responds with pulling up.
Yeah.
A
little late.
A little late to the party.
I agree.
But then the last song of the evening, you drop again. This was a record that I think you said it came out that particular day, right?
Yeah.
Back in My Bag. Again, a new record for album. Jus B responds with Grateful.
Yeah.
With Cortez. I can't remember who else was on there. I know Cortez is on there for sure.
Yeah.
So I want to I guess now let's try as we kind of get ready to close out our conversation. If you could choose the top 5 essential Rok Solid records to introduce you to an artist, what would those be?
Man.
Or not introduce you to an artist, I'm sorry, introduce you to a new listener. What would those records be?
Man, to be honest, I'm gonna go with the 5 that I played on the battle, man. You know, because I feel like they're hard, and you know, like I said before, you know, my catalog, I have a catalog which consists of 3 previous mixtapes, you know, and not a lot of people has heard it, you know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, man, I would go with joints that people that it catch their ear right off the bat, that's catchy, a lot of punchlines, a lot of bars, because that's who I am as an artist. That's, you know, that's my bread and butter. You know, I like punchlines, I like metaphors. You know, growing up, I listened to a lot of battle raps, you know, and still do. I like battle rap. You know, it's something that I love to watch and listen to, you know, to kind of pick up some things from those guys. But I will go with these 5 on the list. You know, we can leave out the but I'm going 100, pull up, we lit, listen up, and back in my bag again. You know, with those last 3, these are songs that's on the album that's coming out. And with this album, man, you know, it really shows my range as an artist. You know, it's because a lot of times, you know, with my music, it's just straight punchlines, you know, hardcore, you know, stuff like that. But with this album, you know, it shows my range. You know, I'm taking you different places with the album. So, but yeah, man, back to your question, I will go with the 5 that's on the list.
Okay, that's what's up. So you mentioned,
Which
go ahead, Trey.
It isn't surprising because most artists think that you know, the last project is the best project anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because it's growth. You know what I'm saying? As an artist, you grow. And so I may have liked what I did back then, but what I'm doing now is where I am, and this is what I want y'all to see. So I understand that. Like that makes perfect sense.
Process. Yeah. It's progress. Yep.
So where can we find you? Hey, you getting ready to say something, Dre?
Yeah. So let me ask you a quick question about the last statement you said was as far as this new album is, it shows more of your growth and more. It's more diverse. Is that in content or is that in sound or both?
I would say content.
Okay.
My style is my style. You know, I don't think my style changes. You're always gonna get some type of punchline or metaphor or, you know, something slick in a bar. You know, that's my signature. But you know, with this one, you know, we take you down, we take you up. You know, we give you what you want to hear. You know, trying to cater to all audiences with you know, with this particular album. So that's the direction we decided to go with this album.
Dope.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you mentioned older music. Where can we find your music, both old and newer?
A lot. Well, first of all of my music is on my music page. I have a music page. I'll put it in later on, but I have a music page where you can find every track that I've ever did on my page. A lot of my songs, a few of the earlier mixtapes is on SoundCloud. You know, you can go there and check it out as well. You know, Rok Solid. But the ones that's on the album, of course, it's on all streaming sites. You know, so
Yep.
website.
So what's the name of the album?
It's called Tailor Made.
Tailor Made. Okay.
Tailor
And
Made.
it's coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Actually, I think we got a date locked in for July the 3rd. We got 17 things on there, man. And you know, I wanted to go with the name Tailor Made because, of course, Taylor is my last name, and you know, Tailor Made meaning fitted for a purpose, meaning, you know, I'm fitted for a purpose for you know, for Christ. So, you know, that's
Double entendre. Don't even ask them how.
There you go. So that's what we decided to come with, man. And you know, we ready to push this thing, man.
Ooh. Fellas, before we close out, any final words for Rok Solid?
I don't want to. This is totally off topic, but he brought it up, and I just want to hear real quick. You talked about battle rap. I was just curious if you had who were your top current battle rappers. If you're still into that, you know what I'm saying? I would just like to know. I know a battle rapper. He's pretty cool at what he does. So I was just curious who was in your top couple lists.
Yeah. First and foremost, you know, I think Tay-Rock is probably number one on my list, man. You know, that dude cool, man. I watched him early on. Look at this dude. But yeah, man, Tay-Rock, man, he's fire, man. You know, he comes with it each and every battle. And, you know, the thing with me with battle rap, man, it's so hard, man. I tip my hat to those guys because not only do you got to write fire stuff, you have to remember it when you get on stage, you know, when the crowd's looking at you. And any little slip up, you know, it could be over with. And these dudes get on stage, man, they deliver, man. They deliver.
And it's always got to be new material. It's not like us. We go on a tour doing music. You can do the same set list every stop of the tour. For battle rapper, go from show to show. They got to do new material every single night.
Right.
That's an insane talent.
Man, and to rebuttal on the spot is it's crazy.
Bag, boy.
Hey, A-War's up there on my list as well, man. That dude's fire. You know, I watch him grow as an artist as well too. So, you know, he's definitely up there in the top for me. Shout out to A-War.
He's all right. He's cool.
Shout out to friend of the show, A-War.
I thought he was gonna be
from our sister show. It's a black and white thing.
So Ward. So this is the spinoff from It's a Black and White Thing. Like, I guess at some point we're gonna have him on his show. At some point, at some point he'll be on his own platform when we do one of these. But not I think it was Dre who said it. I forget which. I don't know if it was Dre or Trent, but we didn't expect to do this. Like again, when we watched the first battle, we were just kind of like sitting around, in the group chat talking. Yeah. I forget whose idea was, but one of them was like, "Yo, we should recap this," and we were like, "Bet, let's do it." And like I said, like we went into his battle with Blast. We ended up recapping that, and like Dre said earlier, like we wanted to be fair to you and Jus B to be like, "Yo, like we don't want to drop these podcasts, right? They've done 3 of these. We recap 2, and then there's which one of these things is not like the other, right?"
Right.
So we wanted to be fair to you guys, and like I said, Jus B had some scheduling conflicts. He couldn't make it tonight. The door is still open to him, and we've talked, and we're going to reschedule, try to find a time for him to come on and talk about his songs as well. So in all due time, we'll get him on the show. But yeah, man, we thank you. We appreciate you coming on. Again, with every episode where we do this, go and search for Rok Solid's music. Go to his YouTube. Go watch his videos. Stream his music. Buy his music. Get in tune with what he's doing. Check on that growth that he's had as an artist that he talked about. New records out now. Back in My Bag. Listen Up. We Lit. I know We Lit has a video, right?
Yeah.
Back in My Bag has a video as well.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Yep.
What about Listen Up?
Yeah, Listen Up has a video as well too.
Cool. So go to his YouTube. If I remember, charge to my head and not my heart, I would try to post links to those videos so people can go from this podcast directly there to go check it out. Like I said, go support these young men and the things that they are doing if you are in tune and down with what they do. So Rok Solid, man, we thank you. We appreciate you for coming on with us. Much love to you. Much continued success as we get closer to that album date. Maybe we might come back in, do like a joint venture. I don't know, listening party.
Fire.
Man, we'll talk about some things and see what we can do. But we appreciate you. To those who have tuned in, thank you for listening. Once again, you can find every episode of It's a Black and White Thing or It's a Black and Light Thing by going to the podcast app of your choice, searching for Brains and Bars, and checking out the content there. Go to youtube.com. I always say youtube.com. It's such a bad habit. Go to YouTube, search for Brains and Bars, find all the content there, or at least the new content in terms of online content or visual content. We got the joint with 83. We got Chris Lee. We got Dre Blast and Dre. We got Rok Solid. We got a fire sit-down discussion of The Last Dance with Mike Watson. The homie Jesse Abby's been on the show to talk about the Bad Boy Pistons. Go check out all of those videos.
Also,
like, comment, and subscribe, please. And thank you. Until next time, we appreciate y'all. It's been a Black
and Light
thing, man. We'll holler at y'all next week. Appreciate it.
Yeah, if you ain't got no patience, you can be one. Yeah, seen it all before, just like a rerun. You only got 2 arms, so why you need 3 guns? You do a lot of faking, we should ask for a refund. My flesh part, but the spirit on the move, yeah. It's from the heart, we don't do it for the views, yeah. I'm not him, I'm a different type of dude.